Well, the U.S. is actually lagging behind other countries when it comes to contactless payments, but the pandemic might be changing that. A report from Payment Source finds that 55% of consumers are worried about handling cash right now. And our next guest wants to make contactless payments more accessible and affordable to more mass markets. So joining us now is Suresh Palliparambil, the CEO of Purewrist. Suresh, great to have you here. Thank you so much for joining us. The wearable, which by the way you're wearing right now, costs under $30. So how does the Purewrist Go actually work here?
Thank you for having me on the show. I just want to quickly let you know about the wearable. It's actually $25, not even $30. It's $25 including shipping. You can pick a color of your choice. I'm wearing a blue colored bracelet, but we have a black, a white, and a yellow colored bracelet. You can pick a color, pick $10, $25, or $50, and add it to your bracelet and purchase it online. It's very, very easy and convenient to use. I have a little square reader here. I've charged myself, $1, and then the moment I hold up a reader, you just go, and that's it. It's as easy as that. So you go, use the Purewrist bracelet anywhere contactless payments are accepted, or more ubiquitous, right? You can ask the retailer if they accept Apple Pay, and you can just tap and pay wherever contactless payments are accepted. You can use it at the MTA, you can use it at Starbucks, Dunkin' Donuts, or for buying groceries at retailers who accept contactless payments.
That's pretty amazing how widely accessible anybody can use this on. And we know there are a lot of other wearables out there. So aside from the cost, how does this stand out from all the other ones that might be on the market right now?
So we've coined the term mass market wearable, right? So this is not a fitness tracker. This is not meant to measure your steps. This is basically payment on your wrist, right? It's very simple. It's waterproof. It is very convenient. It has no battery, so you don't need to charge this product at all. So whenever you are out and about, you're going surfing, going for a jog, or if you have teenage kids, it's a great way to accessorize payment and make it affordable to just about anybody who wants to tap and pay. So you don't need an expensive wearable or a smartphone to be able to do contactless payments.
That's pretty amazing that it's chargeless. The fact that everything we own right now has to be charged at some point except for this, that's pretty amazing. And it seems like this might also be useful for parents or teens of younger children as well. What features do you think they might be most useful for?
You're absolutely correct. So I have 2 teenage kids. It works really, really good because giving a bracelet combines fashion and responsibility for children, right? On one hand, they can swap out the color of the bracelet, so it makes it very nice and fashionable for teenagers to wear and go about. But the companion app that you get with a phone allows them to monitor where they're spending money and how much balance is left. It makes it very convenient for a parent like myself because I don't need to go to a store and buy a prepaid card or give them cash and worry about if they're going to run out of money, right? I can set their allowance on a weekly basis to be paid automatically. I can also set an automatic reload. If the funds go, say, below $20, I can automatically reload another $50. But I can set an alert in my app, and it'll let me know exactly when the reload happens. So if I want to talk to my kids about why they're spending so much money, I can do that as well.
That's pretty amazing, all the transparency you get on this. And Suresh, you've been in the contactless space for 20 years now. How has the demand for these sorts of transactions been rising even before the pandemic? Because I feel like right now, a lot of people are using that, and that's just a sanitary reason.
Yeah, you're right. So the U.S., contactless payments in the U.S. Was already taking off, as you're probably aware. Canada and Australia, they've been using contactless payments for a very long time. But the trend in the U.S. changed 5 years ago when banks started issuing cards with chips in it, right? And then they were only doing contact, or you had to dip your card into a point of sale terminal. But what you will notice now in your wallet is most banks are now issuing contactless or dual interface cards, which means you can either dip your card or tap your card to pay. And then people are also started using Apple Pay. And this is because people have started using contactless as a method. But the pandemic for sure has been an accelerator for us. And what it has done is people who knew about it and were not using it in the past have started using it more. But more importantly, retail merchants who had not upgraded their point of sale terminals to accept contactless payments have switched over immediately. Right when the pandemic started, the first thing that was important to the retailer was the safety of their customers as well as the safety of their employees. Right, so they don't want their employees to handle cash or take your card either. So everybody pretty much has upgraded their system. We've been talking to a lot of stadiums and concert venues and convention centers. Everybody has already upgraded all their payment terminals to accept contactless payments. So whenever people start going back, for all these activities where you would go in masses, you will only be using contactless for payments. You will not be using cash or a card anymore.
And Suresh, to that end, do you expect that this trend is going to continue even after the pandemic is over, that we're going to see a continued rise of more people using contactless payments?
Absolutely, absolutely. We have found an interesting stat. I mean, you were mentioning when we started the interview as well, but the National Retail Federation, NRF, as well as Forrester Research, have found that 57%, of the people who were interviewed said that, contactless payments is here to stay, and they are going to continue to use it. I mean, the fact of the matter is, if you start using contactless payments as a person, as a human, you will never go back to using a cash or card again, because the convenience of using contactless payment is so great that reaching in your pocket and trying to take out your card, even though your card is able to tap and pay, you want to do it with some device that is very easy and it's hopefully on your wrist or a phone. But using contactless is here to stay. You will never go back to a cash or card again. I can promise you that from a consumer experience standpoint.
No, you're 100% correct. I agree with you, Suresh, because every time I use a contactless payment, I'm like, why have I not been doing this earlier? Great to have you here, sir. Thank you so very much for joining us. That's Suresh Palliparambil, the CEO of Purewrist.